Now, the thing about being siblings is that more often than not, you'll probably look the same like your brothers and your sisters. You'll have similar traits. Let me introduce you to the youngest family member of the Audi family. This is the Audi A3 Sedan, and yes, you're right, his face is just like that of his brothers and sisters, the A4, A5, A6, and the works. But we are here to find out if it's just face value that's the same, or is it just as great as the rest of the Audi line. Let's go and check it out. Now, like I said, the face of this Audi A3 Sedan is similar to the brothers, A4, A5, the works, the whole works, right? Now, this is a good thing and a bad thing. I'll talk about the bad thing first. The bad thing is that because it is so similar to the rest of the lineup, it's very difficult for you to differentiate between the cars when you're looking at it up front. Yes, there are some differentiating cues, but sometimes if you're not familiar with the Audi line, you'll have to pay extra attention to look at it. The good thing is that the design actually is a very handsome design. It's very sleek, it's just, to me personally, it's gorgeous. Of course, the ever prominent single frame grille is there, and it's not only there for beauty purposes, but also it's a smart one because it's got intelligent thermal management system underneath it, and it controls the airflow, blah blah blah. So that bit over there is smart and beautiful. Hey, and then the headlamps that you get up front, you've got HID headlamps as cost option, but you know, otherwise you get the standard headlamps. Now, the design, the beauty of the design actually continues all the way here to the back. You've got this slim tail lamp over here with the dual pipes at the back, and it just looks very smart, very clean and very elegant. This is of course the 1.4 TFSI. You've also got the 1.8 TFSI, and well, the design is not going to be that much of a difference, but if we're talking about the S-Line, that's completely different and it just looks so good. It of course comes with a set of 225 45/17 Pirelli P7 tires with the 1.4 variant comes with the 5-spoke design rims. If you go for the 1.8 with the Quattro, you've got a 10-spoke design that looks really fantastic. Now, what about the boot space? This car has got a pretty sizable boot space. It's got 462 litres of boot space for the 1.4. For the 1.8, you've got slightly less because it needs to make space for the 4-wheel drive system. And it's decent size and it's all right. And of course, it's got seats, rear seats that you can fold down, giving you about 800 litres in total, and that's very usable. Mi casa is su casa, so says Audi, the great masters of interiors, and we're going to check it out. Well, first things first, please rise to the occasion, Audi. How about that? That screen is definitely going to be a party piece, and it's going to be talked about by your very envious peers when they get into this car. Okay, we all know it's a fact, it's a well-known fact. Let me close the door. It's a well-known fact that Audi makes the best interiors. Not only does it look smart, but also it's very well put together, and in this particular case, it is still top-notch. Let's begin with the cockpit area. Very easy to see, very easy to understand everything that's going around you. You've got a good solid Audi steering. It's not flat bottom. That one comes with the Sport Pack, which is a cost option, but the regular standard affair is good enough already. You've got clear clocks for you to look at. You've got a very clear and pinch-up TFT display up front and also in the screen. You've got very funky looking aircon vents, 4 of them up front, and they do this really cool function, and I really appreciate this. If you pull the bezel out, the airflow is directed to you, so you've got cold air blasting the way you want it to blast, and then when you feel that the temperature is all right, just push the bezel in and the air is dispersed sideways, giving you a greater ambient temperature. My favorite part about this interior is this 3D effect finish over here. I'm not entirely sure what it's called. It's sort of like made out of textured resin over clear resin. Clear resin over textured resin, and it really does have a very funky, very unique 3D effect. Then it just looks absolutely brilliant. So the one gripe that I actually have about this interior, only one, is that it actually doesn't have a proper USB interface. It does have the Audi Music interface, which is located over here, but then it's a special Audi cable, which means you will need to purchase the corresponding cable to your device. So you have to either buy an iPhone cable or an Android cable or even a USB cable for the system to be able to read your system. Design, to me, check. Interior, to the world, nonetheless, check. How about the drive? Let's go for a drive. You want to go for a drive? I want to go for a drive. Let's go. Alright, time to head up for a spin and really see what this brand new Audi A3 Sedan, well, brand new in the Malaysian market at least, can do as a car that is going head to head with the likes of, let's see, who are the competitors? The 3 Series BMW, the 2 Series BMW, the Mercedes-Benz C-Class, the Mercedes-Benz CLS, the Mercedes-Benz A-Class. Well, even though that's a hatch and this is a sedan, there's really a long list of vehicles that would really love to take this car out to town and really put the heat on the A3 Sedan and see how good it fares. Let's go through the basics first. There are 2 variants that you can choose from if you're buying this car right here in Malaysia, which is the 1.4 TFSI and the 1.8 TFSI Quattro. Now, of course, the Quattro comes with 4-wheel drive. For the 1.4, it is front-wheel drive only. The 1.4 engine puts out about 120 brake horsepower and 200 Newton meters of torque, whereas the 1.8 Quattro pushes out about 180 brake horsepower and about 280 Newton meters of torque. I was genuinely surprised to find that this car is in fact and actually a joy to drive. Now, this is thanks to the light curb weight of the car. Because of the light materials used for this car, including the all-aluminum bonnet, this car weighs in at 1.25 tons, making it not very heavy at all. And when you get a car that's not very heavy, the responsiveness of driving this car is actually pretty good, especially when you shift the gear down to sport mode and the throttle response and the shifting time is shorter. You actually get a pretty nippy drive in this car, and I was genuinely surprised. It does not feel like you're driving a car with 120 bhp. It comes with electro-mechanical steering. It could be a little bit chattier, it could be a little bit more responsive, but no, it's not. You barely get by with the steering, but it's still sharp enough for it to be precise, and it's a good size to hold, and it's great. It's very responsive, and I was actually genuinely surprised. When you choose the driving mode from this driving mode selector, and you can choose 1 out of 5, the 5 being efficiency, comfort, and auto being the default. And then you've got dynamic for slightly sportier driving, and individual where you get to choose how you want the car to respond. When you choose dynamic, what happens is you get the throttle response quickened, the shifting time quickened, and also the steering the weight is adjusted thanks to this being electromechanical, like I mentioned. You also get performance-ish, given that the car is lightweight, and also the engine actually does, you know, a pretty good job at dishing out the power to you in the right amount of quantities, just enough to get this car to go by. And also, thanks to the P7 Pirellis, you actually get pretty good grip in this car. A car that gives you performance and drivability? Check. A car that gives you fuel efficiency? Check. And a car that gives you, well, a car that looks handsome and great presence when you're arriving at your destination or even on the road? Definitely check. And at the price that this Audi A3 Sedan is coming at about 180 grand, this car is a steal. A positively handsome steal. That's it for this week. Don't forget to tweet me at Dino_Omar or follow my Instagram at DinoFuel. And next week, it's a blue, fast Volkswagen, the Golf R. Let's go!